Welcome in, guys. Local John 1812. My gosh, I had a hard time trying to figure that out, and it was not giving me a chance. So our thoughts is this: I think the Pacers win by 3. Games already started. Jay's going to come in. I just sent him the new link. We don't have it properly shared out. I do not think. I don't even know if I'll mess with any of this because I want to share it out, but you know, I think I can just add in everything else later because I had so much of a hard time getting this thing to let me hit the live button, like literally 30 minutes worth of trying. And Jay's supposed to come in, but I don't know if it's going to add him or not. I sent a link to him to try that. Let me see if I can. There we go. Add. I just clicked add. I don't know. There we go.
My bad, I just dropped the screen by
Jay,
accident.
this thing here, I had it all set up nice and neat. Had a good thumbnail. I put in the stuff. Started around 6:45, trying to figure it all out. The phone was giving me issues. It wouldn't let me click the live button. It wouldn't let me share it to where it's you coming on there with me. So then it would let me go live by myself. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I eventually had to hold down one of the settings on my phone and make the YouTube screen go to like a little bitty screen like this big. And then up here, while the screen was up here, Jay, I was then able to hit go live. So I got
All right.
lucky. So I knew the game is already on. I told him my predictions right now: Pacers by 3.
Okay. Hold
What
on.
do you think?
I said no. It's not bad.
What do you think about tonight? Pacers. What do you think? They win or lose? I got Pacers by 3. What do you think?
Uh, I'll say the Pacers by 5.
By 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And unless I here I show everybody this, Jay, uh, um, a Tyrese Halliburton rookie card. Picked it up at
Okay.
a thrift store and for like $1.
Oh, it's not
So
bad.
no, good luck to him tonight, and maybe he'll win. But I heard that he's going to play tonight, Jay, and that's what I heard. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What do you expect from him tonight? I mean, he's averaging 18.6 points per game and about 3.5 rebounds per game, according to, and about 9.2 on assist, according to ESPN. What do you expect from him tonight, coming off those injuries?
Uh, Probably. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe about. I said I don't know. I don't know.
What's up?
Depending on how he's feeling, you might get a 20 point game out of him tonight.
Looks like we have someone in here. Six and what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hi, I'm John Geary, and this is Jerrod Baker.
What's up?
We sometimes go by Local John or Jerrod, but I just figured, hey, why not tonight? Just go by our regular names. Um, I tell you this, Jay, the spread on tonight's game, according to ESPN, is OKC 6.5 favorite, and the over under is set at 222.5. I think this game is going to be over 222.5, and I think you take the Pacers money line all night tonight.
That's no, not bad. Not bad.
Right, right. Yeah, I
I
agree with
see
that. I mean, what do you think about Gilgis Alexander and what was the other guy the other night? Williams.
Jalen
Um,
Williams, like he
yeah,
went
he went
off
off.
for
Yeah.
40. I said, is I mean that was some. I mean he was kind of the determining factor in Game 5. I mean
Thank you
he
guys
really
for the
was.
likes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, y'all. Uh, yeah, Williams was definitely just somebody that came out of nowhere. Well, not so much came out of nowhere. I mean, I said we know he's been part of the backcourt, along with SGA. I said, but I'm sure nobody expected him to go off for 40 like that.
Not 40. No, I don't think. I don't know if he's had a lot of 40-point games this postseason. So you know, kind of out of nowhere, a little bit, not out of nowhere, but a little bit high out of nowhere on the point total. Cambridge Fieldhouse tonight, Indianapolis, Indiana, Game 6. The Indiana Pacers versus Oklahoma City Thunder. Gilgeous Alexander and Tyler Silberton, they're going to be really going at it. Tickets as low as $523 still, Jay. If we were near there, which we're not, but if we were, apparently tickets as low as 523. That's not low to me, but
Man, I said no. That's not low to me. I said those seats are probably sitting way. I said well at the top in the nosebleed section.
exactly. I agree. Yep. Um, I'm anxious to see. Has the game's officially started, Jay? Is the ball tipped and going? I'm not watching it on the TV, so I don't know.
The game hasn't started yet. I mean, they just did the player introductions.
Okay, good. All right, so I haven't really missed anything. Um, Anxious to see that and see what's going to happen. Hilburton to play in Game 6 despite that calf strain. Um, I think he's a big important role to this Pacers team. Without him, even at 70%, 80%, you're going to be, you needed him. So I'm glad he's going to tough it out. There's so many times now, Jay, that players, even with making millions and millions of dollars, a little calf strain will keep them out of a game, even a big game like this. So it's good to see someone like Hilliburton step up and decide to play.
Yes. Yeah, let's say okay. Players are getting ready to take the floor. The tip off is about to cut.
About to start up. Yeah,
Yep.
I have not put it over here on my screen. I don't know if I'm going to or not. Might. What channel is the game on tonight?
ABC.
ABC.
Yep.
I could do that.
Yeah. I said, all right, y'all. I said, we're about to get it underway. I said, all that's left to remain. I said, will the Pacers force a game 7 Sunday night, or will the Thunder wrap it up and take on the title?
Yeah, now I've got it going now over here. Got the volume turned down way on, getting a little copyright stuff that YouTube doesn't like. Uh, yeah, they like to play on us a little bit with that stuff. So, comment down below if you guys are watching the game tonight. Who do you think's going to win? Pacers need to win, or hopes of a championship are done. This year, the Pacers have never won a championship. OKC leads the series 3-2. Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Well, OKC. I mean, they did win. I said, well, that was when they were in Seattle back during the '70s. I think it was '79. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's it.
and I
Probably. Yeah, probably that's it. On a side note, I said NBA. If you're going to do any more expansion teams, Seattle needs to be at the top of the list.
yeah I remember when OKC had a pretty good, James Harden and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, and a lot of people thought they would get the job done then, and it didn't happen.
Yep.
Off the side they're in there. Yeah, so yeah, I like the courts tonight on there. They got the NBA Finals on YouTube TV, which is pretty big sponsorship now on all these NBA Finals, and I like looking at the rest of the. I like to look at the advertisement. Most of it, or a lot of it, is YouTube TV everywhere. Looks like I see a Mick Ultra too. I don't drink, but someone does in that field house tonight. Yep, someone's definitely gonna. The Pacers ain't afraid to shoot it. They've been shooting up some, kind of jacking some threes here, Jay. They've been messing some stuff. Uh,
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's kind of the thing I see. No, the pace. I see. No, if the Pacers are hitting from three, well, if actually no, if either team is hitting from three, they're kind of hard to beat.
I wonder if that one guy's going to come off the bench for the Pacers. Uh, is it TJ? Is there a guy named McConna or
Yeah,
Mercano?
T.J. McConnell.
Yeah, he's really good spark plug off the bench for them. They may have to go to him pretty early. if they can't get some offensive going here soon. Still real early though. Hilburton dribbling around like he's a machine on the dribbles, hard off the back iron there. They're getting no kind of ball bounce here. None of the
Right.
both teams here. I on my end, this is what happens sometimes, guys. When we're watching it live, depending on if you're watching on a stream, if you're watching it through straight cable or whatever you may be watching on, one person may be further ahead. Right now, Jay, on my screen, there's 9:50 something, and it's counting down, and the score is 2-1. What do you have? Now it's 3. Now it's 4-1.
Yeah, I got exactly 10 minutes. So
Okay, so we're a little bit like 15, 20 seconds. So what I'll try to do to catch up with Jay or stay behind with Jay, I'm gonna pause mine for about 10 seconds here, and then we might be on the same playing field. Then we try to do this all the time, but then I end up 10 more seconds behind or something. So let's see. Okay. All right. I just had I don't know who that was. Someone blocked the shot, and then it looks like one of the Pacers guys is going to the line. Where are you at?
yeah, the Miles Turner is at the line.
Okay, they just showed a replay, and now Turner's at the line. Did he already shoot one, or he's just shot one now for me, and he missed it?
Yeah, yeah, he just shot one.
Okay, we're right there. This is close enough to where we feel comfortable when we say something. One's not ahead of the other person. There we go. Let me try. I'm gonna try to. Hey Jay, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I just shared it out again. So off the back, man, these layups are not great. Shots are not really falling, Jay. Jay, what'd you think about the college World Series? You see Louisville get knocked out.
Yeah, I did. I saw, and I watched the last. I watched the last part of the LSU Arkansas. I said that game was crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So the College World Series finals begin on best of three finals begin on Saturday. That yeah, you got Coastal Carolina and LSU.
We got ourselves a timeout here. The Pacers are down 8-2, and yeah, not playing very good defense, and they're not getting any shots to fall. Uh, wow. Hey, where did this Williams guy come from? Where did he play at?
Oh, Kane.
What college was he in?
I can't even. I don't know if it was. Oof, shoot.
I forgot it. What is his first name?
It's Jalen.
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 Okay.
I want
Okay.
to.
I got him pulled up here. Arizona. No, wait a minute. No, he was a starting point guard in Arizona. Um, Let me click on his full name to see where he went to. Uh, High school career, recruiting. Santa Clara in 2019. He went to Santa Clara?
Hmm,
Wow.
it's
Santa
unusual.
Clara University.
Okay, now west out on the West Coast.
Yeah. Or you had a, I had to pause that to look that up. I got to figure out if I'm back with you or not. I'm at a commercial with the guy eating a banana. Are you past that commercial?
Uh, I, which commercial am I? Oh, it's the commercial for Ray-Ban glasses. Now I'm at a Chipotle commercial. I can't figure.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh, that's, yeah, okay. Okay, now the next. What the heck's the next commercial? Okay, this. Uh,
Okay, you should be. I'm back towards the game, I think. No, wait a minute. I'm at a commercial with the robots here. Look like a cell phone commercial.
oh yeah, AT&T. Yeah. Now you got an Applebee's commercial. So I think now we now
Yeah, all you can
we
eat, 15.99.
yeah we should be caught up here momentarily. Yeah, I think we should be caught up.
Yeah, now they're showing Hillenburton just dribble around a lot, and then he went inside and tried to make that floater. They're showing a replay of that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now the game's back on.
Okay.
Oh goodness. Now the game's back on. We kind of see what the problem is. Problem is, I said the Pacers they're settling too much for the outside jumper.
Yeah, he just missed another one. Did you notice that? I didn't surprise Jay that they didn't. And is that Chet home run down there that just did that move?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't bring McConnell off the bench. I mean, he's a spark plug, and they should have brought him in.
Well, they probably will. Maybe they probably will when it gets closer to halftime. And if the Pacers keep it you know relatively close.
This unit they currently got out there right now and just can't. They mustered that shot, and it now looks like OKC's going to try to score here, but oh,
Oh, what a move!
oh, did you see that, Jay?
Yes, Siakam. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
see, that's
he
that's
fell down
attack.
and still got it.
That's what they need to do. Attack the basket.
Right. Try to stay upright, but he couldn't help it.
Right,
He got fouled.
right. I'm kind of surprised. Oklahoma City did try to protest and call that an offensive foul. But
Yeah, I think, and the OKC guy, man, his feet was moving a lot. They would have been hard pressed to try to get that overturned.
right,
All right, now, and you know what? What seemed very daunting now is only a 3-point ball game.
all right.
Yildiz
Then
Alexander just went by, but he didn't finish. But he went by everybody like it was nothing, dude. There it is, and they finally hit one, Jay.
yep.
Gilgis Alexander tiptoeing through the forest. Gosh darn. Where was that at in a few games that Kentucky needed it? All right.
And then wow. And another just like that, the pace just like that, the Pacers.
They have found that rhythm behind the arc.
Yep. I said
That's
that's
by
it.
the same
Nemhard.
player, ain't it, Jay? That's twice by the same player.
Yep, Nemhard, Andrew Nemhard. Now they're forced to, I think, traveling. Yeah, I think it's a
Oh yeah, he picked up his pivot foot.
yep.
Yep,
Traveling against Holmgren.
yep. This could get out of
And
hand.
Nemhard again has got 8 quick points. See, okay. Yes, Nemhard has come up big in the playoffs too. Oh, oh,
Oh yeah, blocking. He was in the.
um,
Oh, I don't know, man. Was he not at? Was he
yeah.
not out of the restricted zone?
I don't agree with that call. I no, it's I don't agree with that call.
He's
This
not in the restricted. Oh, he is still moving. He is still trying to move over to Williams, Jay. If you look at it, he's still moving his feet. Yeah, he even drags his other foot back over as Williams making contact with him. So I agree with it. I think it's the right call. Here comes a couple subs for both teams. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to stick around at least maybe until end of this first. I don't know. We'll keep it going, and we've had a couple people in here, so we appreciate it. And
yep. Well, all the paces they've gotten hot now. They've gotten hot.
that 3 point shot, that's the difference maker if they can hit it. And it bodes well in tonight's game and in game 7 if it happens. If the Pacers are hot, I don't know if OKC can keep up with the 3 point shooting. I know they have
Well,
shooters too, but I just don't know if they have as many shooters as the Pacers do.
well, the paces they've hit 6 of their last 7 shots, so that's why they got the lead, and they just forced a turnover and hit another turn in 3 more points thanks to Obi Toppin.
That's TJ with that nice deflection to give that top in that shot. Good shot. Man,
Absolute
this is a big turnaround.
big time. It's actually a 14 point turnaround. Being down 10-2, being down 8, now up 6. And McConnell is in the game.
Yeah, I like McConnell. He's pretty good, strong player. Him and Tyler Hilburton are really good players together. Boom! Wow, man, they are on fire, Jay. They are on fire behind the arc, ladies and gentlemen. And they all
Oh
a la
my
Reggie
God.
Miller. Did you see Reggie?
Man, I'm telling you, man.
They woke up.
Definitely. I think that's left about what, 4?
Yeah,
I think it's about 4 threes. Dem Hards hit 2. Toppin hit 1. Having the Halliburton's hit 1. So yeah, that's 4.
I think out of the last 5 or 6 shots that were threes, they made 4 of 5 or 4 of 6 at least in the last 5 or 6 shots.
Yes, definitely. They do. I see. Yeah, yes. Pacers keep this up. Oof. So man, I just said what I just well. It's also on a side note. Speaking of the NBA, the 2025 NBA draft begins next Thursday.
Which I'll show you this one too, Jay. Rookie card of Cooper Flag. It's a prospect rookie card, and Cooper Flag will be the number one overall draft pick. What do you think about that, Jay? You think he will be? I think he will be.
Well, based on what I've heard, I think he will be. I said it'll probably be a shock to him. It'll be a shock. I said if he's not. I said no.
Oh yeah,
I see though we've seen crazier things happen. You know, I see though people that should have been drafted but didn't, and and I said of course that we've also seen people who probably had no business entering the draft to begin with.
right.
Hmm. I just said well. I said, well, probably I said on another side note, I said, well, most of y'all I see who've seen our videos, I see know that we're both diehard Kentucky fans. Uh, and I see though Kentucky's been adding a few bits and pieces here to the well earlier this week the SEC home and away schedule was announced and they added a few more non-conference games to the slate. And they added a few more non-conference.
I put you back on there.
Oh,
I was doing a thing.
okay.
I'm sharing out again, so I had to. One of those things, Jay.
Yep. All right. Okay. Let's see. You got the games back on. Pacers are up 7, under 4 minutes to go in the quarter. See McConnell. Mhm. Nice drive to the basket. Oh, excuse me. Ah, come on, man.
Okay.
3, all right. Oh, the Pacers hit 5 threes, not 4.
Hit five.
Yeah, they've hit 5. I can't even see. Oh, it might have been Siakam or something that's hit 1. He's hit 1. Toppin's hit 1. Halliburton's hit 1. And Nemhard has 2. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that comes to 5. Oh, oh, correction. Excuse me. It's not Jacob Toppin. It's Obi. That's what I was saying. Oh, excuse me. Correction, everybody. The first round of the draft is Wednesday. The second round is Thursday. So Wednesday is the first round of the draft. Oh, excuse me. Oh, woof. get that in your pick. Off balance. Alrighty, people. Looks like Siakam. Nah, that was too hard.
Where you at with the time on yours? Two. I'm at 2:51.
Yep, that's where I'm at too.
Okay. Well, Gilgis is a little off a little bit.
Yeah, it's wow. I see though they've really covered him so far.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. They should. They really have. They're kind of shutting down.
All right, that's the first three for the Thunder. Deficit down to 6. Ooh, nice pass. And SGA still nothing.
Got a couple of Kentucky guys for OKC.
Yep. I see we got SGA. We got Case and Wallace.
I don't know if Pacers. I don't think the Pacers have anybody that.
They have what is it? What's his name? Isaiah Jackson.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Well, either way we go here, some Kentucky cat's going to win a. Did Isaiah Jackson even play any minutes for us?
Well, he was part of the 2021 team that said that most people tend to forget about, but mainly because it was during COVID.
Yeah, I don't even remember Isaiah Jackson at all. I can't remember how much he played. Did he start and all that kind of jazz?
He there were a few games that he did start. Um, I see. I just think just 2020 that was kind of a forgettable season for some fans.
Yeah, for sure. That same chant all the time. You hear it in all the sports stadiums. Defense, defense. You know it.
Yep.
So we'll be going to the IU versus Kentucky game. What's that? December 20. Is
Um,
December 13th or?
December 13th, Saturday, December 13th.
That's gonna be sweet.
Yep, I see. Like this gonna be an afternoon game, and see, probably for the ones that can't make it, I said I'm sure. Just my wish list. CBS, y'all better cover it.
I'm gonna make sure if I don't think I'm gonna start working anywhere else, but if I ended up started working anywhere else, they're gonna tell me, is there any days off you need in the future? You best believe.
I
I'm
see. Yeah,
putting
December.
December 13th, 14th, and probably 15th down.
I
Um,
see. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
just in case.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. Just tell which days you're not available. I see. Yep, December 13th and 14th, maybe the 15th and 12th. I don't know yet, but just during that whole week.
Yeah, because if you take off the day before, like that'll give you time to maybe if you want to go up a day earlier, like
Yeah,
December 12th, and
yeah,
then
absolutely.
you could stay and watch the game, and then stay a night, and then stay and watch the game again, and maybe either stay another night, or just go ahead and start coming back home that evening, since we don't live, extremely too far, and then you would still have Sunday and Monday just in case. I keep saying
Right.
just in case. Because you know, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Because I ain't trying to hear that crap. And this will not be a game that Coach Pope can just let, bad things happen. He
I said,
can't.
oh, I don't like listen. Surely not. I said, look, the rivalry. Well, series is kind of um, renewed. After a 9 year hiatus. Mind you, he did play in those epic UKIU games when they played back and forth in Louisville and Indianapolis. So yeah, he understands. He understands the assignment.
Right. And another game he can't afford to lose this year. And it's really not the Zaga game or Michigan. Did we play Michigan State?
Yes.
It's not Zaga or Michigan State. I want him to win those games, but really, honestly, besides Indiana, you can't lose to Louisville with their
No.
new coach and everything. Can't lose to Louisville, and you cannot lose to Arkansas again.
Oh God, no. No. I say no, definitely not. You know. Okay. That's it. All right, that's it. All right, guys. It's the end of the first quarter, game six of the finals. Pacers are up by 3, 28-25. So it's been a pretty
Yep.
good game so far. Yeah. I said, yeah, but back to what you were saying, I said, yeah, we cannot lose to Louisville, especially with this being year two of Pope versus Kelsey. This time being in Louisville.
Yeah, the Pope versus Cal thing, and look, listen, Pope versus Kelsey, but also with the Cal with Arkansas, he can't lose that
Yeah.
game.
That's it. No, we cannot.
But I think it's at Arkansas,
Yeah, it's at
and they
Arkansas.
got Boogie Flan still, and
Yeah,
I
I
think they
see that.
also brought back. Who else did they bring back?
Carter Knox.
What about the other guy that was their point guard?
Was it DJ?
The one
DJ
that played
Wagner?
for us last year, yeah.
DJ
Or the
Wagner?
yeah, Wagner. Where did he go?
I I think he came back.
See, if they got Wagner and Boogie, and they're just whatever. Did Big Z transfer out again?
No, no Big Z. He joined his brother in Illinois.
They may just have the Twin Towers in Illinois. I think is
Yeah,
his brother. Is it brother tall like he is?
yeah,
Yeah, so they might have themselves a
yeah.
situation there, boy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I said, but getting back to it, I'm like, look, I said, look, Kentucky, we can't afford to lose to Louisville. Year two, Pope versus Kelsey. This game beat in the Yum Center. I still don't understand why in the world do move the game to play on Veterans Day. It's the earliest time the game's ever been played. But
Is it at Louisville though?
yes,
So Kelsey came to Rupp last year, right?
yes.
Okay, so he is 1-0, but he's at okay. We still can't lose, and we see it's like okay. So what if Kentucky beats Indiana and Michigan State and Gonzaga, but loses to Louisville and Arkansas?
Nah, it's still gonna be a sting. It's still
Yeah,
gonna be like a sting, of course.
right.
I know, especially well, the thing with Louisville, I see no because Kentucky is based. I mean, let's face it. No, Kentucky has basically had the better half of Louisville for the last like decade and a half.
Yep.
Of course, with well, as far as Arkansas is concerned, you know, I see. No, we've had pretty much our way with them. I said, although it's aside from the last year's debacle,
Right.
which well, Arkansas was kind of dealing with the same thing that Kentucky was dealing with last year. Injuries galore. I
Wow,
see with
AT&T commercial.
yeah, shoot, I see. It's like it's just like I don't know. Okay, oh, that's another determining factor in this game. Is the 5 turnovers for the Thunder. Pacers have not turned it over at all.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It really is.
Yep.
And now you got uh, Gilgis. He hit another one there. Now he hit one earlier before a little bit
Yep.
before halftime. Oh,
Yep. For
look
the
at
end of
that
the first.
spin move.
See.
That's what McConnell does. You know it.
I see. Yeah, McConnell. That's smooth right there. Um, well, I see. Well, I see. Well, here I'll get your take on this. I said that people in the comments, y'all can chime in as well. I saw this online earlier today. I said this one commentator, I'm not going who shall remain nameless, said that if Oklahoma City wins tonight, that said that SGA will be the greatest Thunder player ever to play. That this does include Durant and Westbrook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he would have one thing they never got. I mean, I think he's won an MVP now. I think I don't know if he's won a scoring title, but he's won MVP. And he's also been a part of All Star and All Star Weekend. And I think also if he can win the championship, he would have something that they never got.
Well, I said, well, well, that's Granted, I see they did win a title while they're in OKC. KD, I see he has two titles. I said out of Golden State.
Yeah.
Um, as Westbrook doesn't have one.
No.
Well, I think that comparison to me, I get it's. I mean, it's a little bit far fetched. I see. Granted, Shea's only been in the league. This thinks like it's his seventh year in the league. I mean, so I wouldn't. I mean, so I wouldn't put him on that high of a pedestal yet.
All you can really compare is maybe the first 7 years of each being there. And if he ends up with a title, you're just going to be able to say in the first 7 years that he did this and that matched them. But the only thing that he might do if the Pacers don't win this in game seven is to say that in the first 7 years he won an MVP and an NBA championship. And there Kevin Durant or obviously Westbrook or James Harden or Ibaka, which it wouldn't matter about Ibaka, but just bringing up people that played with him, they
Right.
would not be able to say that.
Right. Uh,
Serge Ibaka, remember Serge Ibaka?
yep. Yeah, that's it. Well, I said, well, also speaking, I said, a certain commentator that I'm hinting at, I said, he did play alongside of these guys in OKC.
Let's see. And he's now an announcer or a
He's
commentator.
yeah, he's a regular commentator on ESPN.
Oh, he's a regular, huh?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know who is it.
Well, I'll go ahead. I'll just tell you, it's Kendrick Perkins.
Okay, yep, I remember Perkins being out there. Yep, yep, that's a good name for a little trivia thing for Kentucky Roll Call when they do trivia. I sent them in a question. I don't know. I don't think they ever got to it. I'll ask you on here, Jay. It's a trivia question. Um, Michael Jordan in his collegiate, high school, and collegiate, and professional and Olympic career, what jersey numbers did Michael Jordan wear? And I'll give you a hint. The high school is the same as collegiate and NBA. And we'll throw baseball in. Baseball's the same. We already know that. So baseball and all that. So what numbers did Michael Jordan wear when he played from high school through? And that includes the pros, college, high school, and Olympics. What jersey numbers?
I mean, what 23 and 45?
Yep. And of course, he wore that. I think that was in baseball too, the 45.
Yeah.
What was his Olympic jersey number?
I'm thinking this Olympic jersey number. I think it was 23.
His Olympic jersey number was number 9. He wore number
Nine.
9.
Okay. Yeah, it was okay. I hadn't.
And in high school, he wore 45 in honor of his brother Larry, halfened it, or somewhat halfened it, decided to do a little subtraction and wore 23 instead, um, or was wearing 45 and switched it for Larry in 23. Now, here's the kicker, Jay. What if I told you 45 and 23 and the number 9 are not the only jersey numbers Michael Jordan wore, specifically in the NBA? Do you remember a time? Shout out to Michael Jackson, remember a time that Michael Jordan wore a different jersey number. And it's slipping my mind of what year it was, but I can easily look it up. But I know
I
what number it is before I even look it up. But
I believe I believe it. I think it was in his time with the Wizards.
no, with this Wizards, he wore the same stuff.
Okay.
23. Um,
Mm.
Let me give you the date real quick because I know what number it is. I want to make sure I have up the information in front of me. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll give you another hint. Maybe it'll ring some bells. One time against the Magic, this happened to Jordan, and he had to wear a
Oh,
different jersey.
wait a minute. Now I think number 12.
That's right. He wore number 12 against the Orlando Magic. And apparently, this was 1999, February 14th. Now, they say that the Orlando Magic staff eventually found Jordan's jersey hidden above the ceiling tiles in the gym, the visitors' gym. They claim that they sent it back to Chicago. Chicago's uh, staff said they never received Jordan's jersey at all. So the jersey is still never been found today. In fact, there's a card in 1990, there's a card of Michael Jordan that you can get where he's going up against a player's making a layup on him, and it has Jordan in the number 12 jersey. In fact, it's one of the only cards that you can find with the number 12 in it.
Yeah, that was wild. And
Yeah.
I see no I did look up stats. I said in that game Jordan dropped 49.
Yes. Yes, he
He
did.
dropped 49 points. Granted the Bulls lost the game, but still. I guess it's probably all because him wearing that number 12. It just didn't sit right with him.
So the Sam, if you want to find it, which I'm going to find it, the card is worth about $1,000, apparently, maybe if it's in good condition. 1990 NBA hoops card. You're going to be looking for a Sam Vincent card. He's going up for a layup, and in the front of the picture, you're going to see, I think maybe Scotty, and you got Michael. I had to look at the picture again. Um, but yeah, so if you find that, that's
I'll
what
be
you're.
honest, I wouldn't know who Sam Vincent.
Yeah, let me see who that was, though. Not Scotty, but you got Michael right in front wearing the number 12. And I've been looking for that card. And there's another card from the 1990 NBA Hoops set. It's got Mark Jackson playing for the Knicks. Why would I want a Mark Jackson card in 1990 playing for the Knicks? And it shows Mark Jackson making a pass. Why do I want that card so bad? Jay, do you know anything about the Mark Jackson card from the NBA Hoop Series 1990 that would make you want to buy that card?
That I'm not sure.
In the front row behind he was making a pass, there are two brothers that are famous for something that is not very good to be famous for. They were brothers, they were twins, wealthy twins. And let's just say both of them are locked up now.
The Menendez brothers.
Yes, in the card, in the 1990 NBA Hoops card, Mark Jackson making a pass right behind him, sitting together, is the Menendez brothers in that card, which makes that card very, very somewhat valuable. Not very, very valuable, but pretty cool. So I'm going to get in those two NBA Hoops set. I want the Sam Vincent card to show Jordan's number 12 jersey, and I want the Mark Jackson card for when he had the Menendez brothers. I found one on Facebook Marketplace, but it's not in the greatest shape, so I don't want to buy it. The guy wants $15 for it. Not a bad price, but it's got a lot of chips and peeling along the side of the border, so I really don't want it. Maybe I should just offer him $10 for it though. But it's probably only rated like out of a 10 being really good, Jay. I'd probably give the card like a 6. So I wouldn't think it's a very good collectible card to hold on to because the condition's not great. But shoot. What's the score now? I've switched off to looking for this Vincent card.
It's 39-33 Pacers. Halliburton just hit his second three. And the Pacers have the ball. Okay. All right, it's a 7-0 run for the Pacers in the last 92 seconds. Now they're up 8.
Are they on a timeout?
Yes.
Okay. I've got a Toyota commercial, I believe. Or whatever the heck it is. Frontier. Anyways. Or it might be Nissan. But yeah. So how much time until halftime, Jay?
7 minutes and 20 seconds.
All right, here's what we're going to do, chat and live stream. We're going to watch it till halftime. Then we're going to leave you to watch it at halftime yourself. So that way you guys can watch it. And we appreciate everybody that's come in. So we got about 7 more minutes, probably about 10 total with everything, with commercials, probably about 15 really. But so I got people. This was good to go live again, Jay. I mean, it took us a minute to get it going. I apologize for that, but it is what it is. We made it. We've had some people come in. Jay and I, we used to call it sports talk, but I think it's just two guys watching sports. I mean, it's just Jay and John. That's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been. Yeah, I see. No, it's been long. I see. No, I see. Those I see. No, probably don't as know. We started doing these kind of like things back in 2016, probably via another site, namely SoundCloud. I say for those who.
Yeah.
And then we switched over, doing it on YouTube and
Yep, we did
had
on
a few,
YouTube, and we even had a little stint with that other streaming service, which I think they're still going, but I never get on there anymore. It didn't
it's
really gain a lot of traction.
PSF, I believe.
Yeah, it never gained traction. It hasn't really grown, I don't think, to what they wanted it to grow into.
No, not much. I mean, yeah, I see that. I said,
How to Train
I,
a Dragon.
yeah,
Huh?
I told him, I said, I've been toying with the idea for the longest time of starting a podcast, but I just, I said, I kept thinking, I said, what kind of equipment do I need? Um, I said, what do I discuss? In which I see it all the time because just about everybody under the sun I know has some sort of podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
Majority of
And
them, go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of them do, and they have Kentucky ones and all that. So I mean, I've been all I do really is I'm just going to keep going. I think live on my channel, Jay, and just I don't know. I'm going to just keep going live and making some of this content. But I agree with you. It seems like everybody under the sun is starting one.
I see that I kind of said to myself, I was like, I don't know. Said I don't know if I should get my own separate YouTube channel and do something. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, really, you can just use your phone for now till you get enough following where you can upgrade your stuff. I think the phones are easier to use, and if you get wireless mics on there and stuff, they don't sound bad. And but yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I just think it's the hardest place to really do it. I think it's YouTube. The easiest place to do it, I think, is Facebook. A lot of people will get 800 views on Facebook, and they'll come to YouTube and try to do the same thing and get like 10 views. It's because YouTube has so many more people using it, and it's so harder because it's all about algorithm and stuff. And then with TikTok, I think TikTok might not be too bad. It might be a little bit easier, but it's getting flooded too now. So, I mean, I think the easier place is probably Facebook. If you want to look at just getting views and you think, that's good, then I would go with Facebook. If you go to YouTube, it's harder. I mean, it's just harder to get views on YouTube.
Yeah,
But also, YouTube is not very friendly on depending on what you talk about nowadays. Um, if you say something you shouldn't say, or they're not very friendly on that. Sometimes they get mad at you and they'll do something with your channel. Sometimes. Um, TikTok is a little bit more lenient. I feel like, um, JX does that one thing. Spaces.
thank you.
X does that one thing. Jay Spaces.
What is it again?
On Twitter.
Oh yeah,
You could actually do that one really easy. Then you're just doing audio from your phone. You don't even need. And you just create your space in there and go live and talk about that.
yeah,
We've seen a
absolutely.
lot of people do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I said it's been a long time since we've done one.
Well, a lot of people. I mean, that's something that maybe you might want to start, Jay, because you have a little bit more following on Twitter than I do. A lot of my Twitter I just use to retweet stuff or put out my video things that I don't really get involved too much. You actually get involved on there more, Jay. You might actually have a good shot of definitely getting some people to come into your space and listen and do all that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I said I do. I said I don't know. I said I don't know. I'll probably might decide to start doing that again. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the start of next month. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I am going to do after this game. We can go live again for the game 7, and now that I know the trick, just in case it does it to me again, we'll be live for it, and we'll either watch the first half or the second half or maybe the whole game. Um, if it's a game 7, we may watch the whole entire game because that'll be for the NBA Finals. So right now it's I mean it's not over, but it's definitely looking like.
Yes, the Pacers are getting some separation. They're up 12 now. They hit their seventh three of the game.
And another thing too, that over under 222.5. I said over 222, and it's been a little bit lower scoring than I thought. But
Well, well, that's well. I mean, you kind of got to give it time. I mean, because I mean, because we know, because in the NBA, I say no, these teams can score in bunches. I see, you never know. It might be uh, both teams will probably score a combined 65 or 70 points in the third.
Yeah, I like
Or,
to see them from
or
a
probably
huh?
60 at least.
From a betting perspective, you would like to see the Pacers and them get up to as much as over 110 before halftime, combined. That way, then you're only flirting with you need 112, you need 113 in the second half combined.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's plausible. Where are they at now? 40 something to.
It's 48-35 Pacers.
Yeah, so that's plausible. There's still plenty of time in this second quarter to, push out to get to 55 or 60 for the Pacers and maybe get to 45 or 50 um, for Oklahoma. So if you're a betting person, which I didn't bet on this game tonight, but if you are, you might be able to make some coin.
Yeah, probably so. That's it. I said I wouldn't encourage anybody to place no large. I said best. I
No,
said go broke.
only afford what you can lose or what you're willing to lose. I mean, if let's say you decided, hey, you know what, tonight I'm not going to go to the movies, and I would spend $15. And usually it's my movie night, but I'm gonna stay home and bet $15 on this game. I think that's a reasonable way to do it. You know, because you were going to spend that 15 anyways. At the movie night.
Yeah.
So if you decided not to go to the movie and spend the 15 on betting on the game, that's okay. It's just when you still go to the movie, come back and spend another 15 or 20 on the game. Yeah, come on now. You know.
Right.
Wow. Wow. Bailed him out with a little bit of a foul there. It looked like a phantom. It didn't even look like they touched him. When you watch the replay, it doesn't look like they touch him. Oh, they
Mm,
don't even touch him.
no.
What
No.
did they call?
No. As I was just like barely a tap. See, that's just the thing with officiating now. That's all you gotta do is just tap a guy on a just tap a person and they call it a foul.
Right. Oh gosh.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Fresh pet dog food. That fresh pet, that's real stuff, man. You could cook it up and eat it yourself. That's real meat.
I don't know if I want that, but still.
Hey, somebody does. Would you go get a dog, Jay? You should get a dog.
Man, I don't know.
I don't even know where my dogs are at.
Yes, man, I don't know. I see. I think we got like enough. We got enough stray dogs running around here.
Hey, Tank. Nope. He must be in the other room. Prince. They done come running if they were in here. Pacers coaches challenge. Play under review. You can challenge if it was a foul or not? Wow. Ball overturned, Jay. Wow, that is nice. Back in the day, that just had to be a phantom call, and you just have to be like, man, he's getting to shoot 2 free throws for no reason. Could
Wow.
you imagine? What'd you say, Jay?
It's crazy. I said, believe it or not, the call's been overturned. The Pacers get the
Yeah,
ball back.
yeah. Could you imagine, Jay, if that was available when Kentucky was trying to go undefeated and Wisconsin grabbed the rebound when it was should have been a goaltending? Or
Yo,
what? Could
it
you
should have been a
imagine that?
it should have been a 5 second. What should have been the five is the 5 second violation that basically kind of stood between Kentucky and a possible undefeated season.
Could you imagine if we could have just reviewed that? What would have been?
Man,
Yeah, what was the biggest play? Was it the goaltend that wasn't called, or was it the 5 second part?
it was the to me it was the 5 second,
Mm-hmm.
the 5 second violation that was not called.
Right.
I think we were already up five late, but and then either was shit Decker or somebody else that made that shot when they knew good and well the shot clock had went off and the ref didn't call it. But I guess that's neither here nor there. In the meantime, I said the Pacers are kind of like starting to blow things a little bit open here. They're up 15 now. Hmm, 51. Now it's 16.
Oh, yeah, that should have even been there. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Not look, Jay. I went back to the
What? What in the world? Oh boy.
You got to make that though.
What? How the heck did that even go in? Yeah. Oh, what in the world? Boy, I tell you. The Pacers are trying to make sure there's going to be a game seven.
Hmm. Hmm. What time is it now? Where are we at now in that game, Jay?
It's halftime now.
What's the score at halftime?
Pacers are ahead 64-42.
What'd you say they were?
The Pacers are up 64-42.
64-42. Okay. Yeah, definitely trying to say there's going to be a game seven, hopefully. And that's the score you need if you're trying to get to that 222 and a half.
I say they're trying to see that right now. You're sitting at 106.
What?
So,
Sorry, Jay. Oh, yeah, he had a piece of that. Uh, they're sitting at what?
they're sitting at 106 in total. Yeah. I said Halliburton. I was like Halliburton was like, ain't no ankle problems for me tonight. I said, no, he gonna make sure they play them as a game 7.
So with 2:34 left, when Kentucky was playing Wisconsin, it was a 58-60 game. And there was a guy for Wisconsin that drove with 3 seconds on the shot clock. He shot basically nothing, but he didn't hit rim. And he grabs the rebound and shoots it back up and scores. But there was no time on the shot clock. And when they go back to the replay, it shows that he did not get that ball off in time. But they didn't review it or nothing back during 2015. So
Nope.
therefore, the bucket scored, and they made it tied 60-60 with 2:25 left.
Yep.
And also, there was a couple other plays where Kentucky seemed like they did get fouled and it wasn't called. But there was a couple plays. Um, but the big thing though, Jay, was about there was a drought there where Kentucky didn't score for like 5 minutes, and that hurt them because they probably could have put the game away before any of this shit transpired. But that's where John Calipari, as a coach, should have did something else.
Yeah, I just in which I said I know some fans would probably say like switch it out players. I say no, probably wouldn't have helped much. But I'm like, look, it wouldn't have honestly would not have hurt to put to put the smallest player on the floor to guide the team. If you know who most of you probably know who I'm talking about. Yes, I'm referring to Eulis. Yes, I'm referring to Tyler Eulis. He, for the remaining stretch game, should have been on the court.
Well, they actually put Tyler in the damn game, but they put him in with okay. So now it's 2:22, and when does Tyler enter the game? Tyler enters the game after turnovers and stuff from the squad, couple turnovers. Tyler doesn't enter the game until about. And there was another thing too. There, I mean, the Cats were down. You get a stupid inbounds play from, or a play to Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles takes his shoulder lower. Now Tyler Eulis finally came in with a minute 25 left, down 60-63. So that's when Tyler Eulis comes in. Now that 2:25 to 1:25, so a whole minute he kept letting the Twins play together instead of putting Eulis in. And I think you're right. He at the 2 minutes something he should have put Eulis in there. You had 6 minutes straight that the Twins weren't doing nothing together, and the fact that and no one else was scoring. So you should have went ahead during that one timeout and switched it. And then there was a stupid foul called there when Sam Decker went up and one of the Harrisons went straight up with the arms, but they call a foul. And let's see here. He's straight up. He's straight up. He doesn't even foul the guy. He's straight up. I can't even watch this no more. I just kind of wish to go back to if you could go back to challenging these calls. Does it turn out the same way that we see? I don't think it does. So, but yeah. Well, we just talked about a little bit of Kentucky. Had to.
Yeah, that was
What's up, Luminary? What's up? That's right, MAGA, my friend. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Got a couple people. We had two people come in and actually leave a comment. We appreciate that. Appreciate that. Shoot. But yeah. Oh gosh. I almost lost it. But no, it's like one of those things. I don't even want to rewatch it again because it just makes me mad. There was a couple calls, but really what it boiled down to, yes, the shot clock violation that they should have called. Yes, Tyler should have went in the game a little bit earlier. But John Calipari had a chance when we were up 50 something to 60 and we were having a drought. He should have called a timeout a long time ago before that and figured out, okay, we're already 4 minutes into this drought. Why are we 4 minutes into this drought? And with a championship game, Jay, as soon as there was a 3 minute drought, he should have called a timeout and said,
right.
listen, you're up
I said
60-54, and there's like 6 minutes left in this game. You're on a 3 minute drought. If you keep going this way, you're going to lose.
exactly. So probably just inside of that, he should have called. Stop. Like, wait a minute, hold up. I need to call a timeout because something is not working here.
Right.
Or you could have at
Yep.
least waited until the under four immediate timeout and like figure out. I'm like, hold on, it's like I got to figure out what's working here because I say we because I'm like, look, we do not want to because you don't want to lose that lead.
Right. And it was slipping away little by little, second by second. And it seemed like there wasn't much difference that he was willing to change or do. And he could say till he's blue in the face, well, I did this and that. Well, guess what? What you did didn't translate to anything. And,
No,
and some people say, well, the players have got to do it even after he switches it. Um, but, you know, you got to put the players in better positioning, in my opinion. So. But that was that. This is the Pacer game. Jay, do you predict that the Pacers will hold on? And if you're a betting person, are you betting the Pacers the money line the rest of this game? I think so. I think the Pacers can hold on to this. What do you think?
yeah, yeah, I agree. It's the Pacers will hold on. I see, it's because it's I said because this is gonna haunt them because this is gonna haunt them all off season if they somehow blow this lead and I said I said basically it's gonna haunt the Pacers all off season if they lose
That's
if
right.
they
I
lose
agree.
this big lead.
Yep.
I said this will probably rank up there with like the I see with the Falcons Super Bowl 51 Falcons Patriots. I see with the Falcons obviously blowing that 28-3 lead.
Yep. Yep. For sure. So yeah, I think the Pacers will hold on. And if it goes to a game seven, if the Pacers are hitting their threes, I think they have a really good shot. If the Pacers are off, I think they'll get blown out. But if it does go to the game seven, I'm giving the Pacers a victory by 3 or 4 in that game seven. I just think they'll find a way to win it. So, but yeah. All right, Jay, I think I'm going to hop off here in this live. I think we need to go live again if there's a game seven. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. We appreciate everybody who tuned in. Hit the like button and left us comments. If you watch the replay, leave us more comments, and we're going to be back for a game. When will be game seven if there is a game seven?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. So we might be back Sunday night if there's a game seven. Enjoy the second half of Pacers versus Thunder. Yeah, let's go Pacers. I think Jay and I both would say we're not jumping on no bandwagon. We're not huge Pacers fans.
I
But
said,
in this situation, we are rooting for the Pacers.
well, I mean, just like I said, this would be catastrophic. I said if the Pacers lose this game,
It'll be huge. Yeah. All right, Jay. I'm gonna get off here.
all
Let's
right,
say it's. I'll say don't forget to like, subscribe.
comment and share.
That's right. All right, man. Till next time, guys. Peace.
Peace, y'all.